Next, we're gonna be talking about the dumbbell side lunges. When we go through a side lunge, okay, we're gonna treat a lot of this movement like a squat or a normal movement, right? We're gonna try to get chest a little bit over top of the knee, okay? But when we're doing a side lunge, it is very important that we think about where that foot placement is, where that toe is pointed, and how we move our hips, okay? The other thing is with a side lunge or any other normal lunge, right, when we're going through, say, even a forward or a stationary, right, we're in that position, we're in that bent hip, but we're driving through the knees, we're driving through the feet, okay? So the same thing here is when we're going through a stationary or even like a walking lunge, right, the way that we push off that foot is going to matter. When we start with the side lunge, okay, we're gonna start as if we're gonna do a goblet squat. So keep that dumbbell tucked here to begin with. So as we're here, keep those elbows pinched in, but when we take that step, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in a nice solid base. We're gonna start in that nice shoulder width stance. As we take that step straight to the side, okay, that's the key part, straight to the side, right? So we don't wanna take a step too far forward. We don't wanna obviously step backwards, okay? So we wanna go straight to the side because we're gonna try to hit that inside of that quad muscle mostly. And by the way, when we're pushing off the outside, you're still gonna attack that whole leg, okay? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that step to the side, take that step to the side here. And once we get here, right, we don't wanna push our hips out in that direction. We wanna push our hips backwards as if we're gonna go through a squat, okay? So push our hips backwards, allow that knee to kind of drive forward a little bit, okay? Plant nicely with that weight. So you should feel a lot of that weight go to the outside of the leg, but then once we start pushing back inwards, you'll feel a lot of that inside of that leg sort of starting to get engaged. Biggest thing too is when we're going through that side lunge, right? We want to focus on being consistent with each step, okay? So we don't want to take one that's short, okay? Because we don't really want that knee to also pop out, right? Or cave in. So consistency with each step, right, is key. If you're a slight bit off, that's fine. But as we go through that lunge, we want to keep everything essentially thinking in the solid or the center of that body, okay? The only thing that stays stacked through this movement really is your knees through your ankles, because your hips are going to be a little bit on the inside, right? That's the whole point, is we got to drive our hips backwards so that way that knee has a lot of weight to the side. So when we get there, we have that weight to push off of every single time.